What's going on, guys? This is Ryan Anthony, aka Flowstar2207. I know you guys haven't seen me in almost a month, but that is neither here nor there. I'll get into that later on in the video. This past weekend, got a card, got a boxing card. Simply as getting too loud. Um, Roy Jones versus Tyson, and the co-main event, Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson. Man, I liked every bit of this. I like every bit of this card, from the undercard all the way up to the main event. The first fight, guy's name is Jakudu or whatever. I remember him from fighting on the undercard of the Mayweather versus Conor fight. The guy that he was in with, I can't really remember his name, but they had a good fight. Went all 8 rounds. Got two guys top in the world going at it and whatnot, and I enjoyed it. I particularly enjoyed the production of this card. Black backdrop. The ring is white. The ropes are white. Um, that's how it was back in the day. Like they would like darken the crowd and focus mainly on the ring, so you didn't know if it said the show sold out. You didn't know if it was 2,000 people in the arena, 20,000 people, 30,000, or nobody in the arena. The spotlight was just on the spotlight was just on the ring. Get into the co-main event. Jesus Christ. I think Nate Robinson might be a walking meme for like the next 3 years, man. Um, Jake Paul, man, people it's like Snoop and Israel and Leonard said on the card, like you can't play boxing, you can't play MMA, you can't play kickboxing or Muay Thai, you can't play wrestling, you can play football, you can play basketball, you can play baseball, but the two things about the differences between those particular, when it comes to combat sports and a sport involving basketball or football or baseball, those are team sports. You can go out, and that's what I love about what I do. You can go out and, as a basketball player, you can go out and score like 22 points, 10 assists, 8 rebounds, and still lose because you know, that he wasn't playing defense, or he didn't get back. He missed the assignment. He missed a blocking assignment in football, or didn't throw to a cutoff man in baseball. When it comes to combat sports, it's one on one, you versus the opponent, and that's what we saw this past Saturday. You can clearly see the difference between the the skills in boxing. It looked like Nate just started training 3 weeks ago. Even though he said he was training 2 months ago, 3 months, or whatever the case may be. Jake Paul has been a pro boxer for a little over a year. He's 2-0 in pro boxing. Even though it's a short amount of time when it comes to boxing, but it's still more experience than just being an athlete. Nate Robinson is an athlete. I get that. But when it comes to boxing and fighting, it's a totally different ball game. Now, don't get me wrong. I was on Facebook with I love to have fun with memes or whatever, and I was roasting and everything. But at the end of the day, I give credit to Nate. He did what a lot of people wouldn't have done. Step in the ring, put your money where your mouth is, whatever. Because and it's funny because I was listening to Chelsea earlier. He was right. It's hard to fight a fighter that really don't know how to do much of anything. You're expecting punches, you're expecting to slip or whatever, duck, counter, uppercut, hook, cross, whatever the case may be. Next coming in hood boxing. That's all it was. He was coming in with nothing but hood boxing. And you saw like Jake was taken back from there. I mean, get it. Nate was coming to the hood, but I was also using the speed. Okay, want to do that? Slip, dip off center around, counter over and bye. It takes a lot to do that. So you can tell Jake Paul's been putting in the work. He's out here. He's been out with what's his name? Working with Teddy Atlas a little bit. He's been working with Pacquiao's coach for a little bit, Freddie Roach. If you go into and training and working with trainers like those, you're seriously invested in this. You're seriously invested in this, and I tell you, my hat's off of him. Him calling out Conor McGregor. Shoot, you on the road, bro. You on the road. You got a whole world watching. You call out Conor. Even if that fight doesn't happen, they can, okay, we're not really going to give you Conor, but since you're calling out big names, we're going to slide in a boxer that's like a big name. So, let you celebrate, and we'll come back, talk more money, because he has some steam going for him, so either go after another big YouTuber or go after a guy that's like a legit boxer. The sky's I guess he can do anything. He can do anything. Down to the main event. Roy Jones versus Mike. Man, people say this fight was boring, and it's just like, it's just like what Mayweather's uncle says. People don't know shit about boxing. What I saw is that Mike Tyson came in shape. Roy Jones came in the most shape that he could within this 2 to 3 month training camp. You gotta realize a year ago, Mike Tyson was overweight. Just focused on his business ventures with the weed fields and the weed dispensaries and his podcast. That's all he was working on. This man he started, training back in March, April. So that's May, June, July, August, September, November, December. Has been at the game for 13 years. Didn't pick up a glove or hit a mitt, or hit a heavy bat. Did no type of running work, road work in 15 years. And to come back to put on it, to me, that was a masterclass by him. He outstruck Roy Jones 57-27, I believe. That's a big margin. Roy Jones, he's only been active for 3 years. His last fight was 3 years ago. And Mike Tyson looked good. He looked good. You could clearly, it was a draw, but everybody clearly seen that Mike Tyson won that fight. You got Roy Jones, he's doing his thing, he's doing his defensive movement or whatever and everything, and he was countering with a couple shots, but when Tyson got it on this side, hit that famous